In 3, 2, 1, welcome to another exciting episode of Buddy Talks. I am your host, Marvin, and today with me is Mike.
Hello, brother buddy's back.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
It's so early.
Apparently, this time change, man.
Yeah, I know.
I was hurting this morning trying to wake up.
Well, I woke up and it was like, I was like, holy crap, did I really sleep in that? I was like, oh, it's not the time I think it is.
Yeah. Well, for me, what had happened was like I went and watched some TV last night, and I fell asleep as the show started. And I woke up, and it was about 1:30. So I'm like, oh, let me get to bed. After 3 attempts to actually get up and go to sleep, I finally made it. Lay down, close my eyes, open them again, and it's like past 3 o'clock. What the heck just happened? Oh, yeah.
Oh, a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
AM.
sorry. I was
Yeah.
like, dang, dude.
Yeah, so that was crazy. But before we further derail, I'd just like to do some housekeeping. If you guys can go ahead and give me a 5-star rating and a written text review, that would be greatly appreciated because that allows us to go out there and give digital hugs to everybody. Because digital hugs are a fun thing.
And they're awesome.
They are awesome. And as I said, no, did I even? Oh, yeah, this Mike. I'm not sure if I said that already. But
I don't know.
I don't know. I got so sidetracked. Oh, yeah, I think I did. Then you started sounding creepy.
Oh, yeah. With that voice.
Yeah. Moving right along to our next segment, which used to be called Where's Your Head At? It's the vibe check. Mike, are you okay?
I'm vibing, man. Doing
Yeah?
well.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's review time.
This review time.
Got my review. Gave some reviews.
Oh, that review. Okay, in the modern age, I think review is like, oh, are you doing stuff on YouTube? I was thinking you're going to be reviewing something.
Well, actually, not yet.
Not
but
yet.
I am putting some content together.
Okay, yeah.
Because I'm actually in the 21st century now and have a camera that'll actually do video now.
Yeah.
And I'm post-processing stuff too, and I take pictures.
Welcome to the early to mid 2000s.
Well, I'm just lazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I thought you said you were up to date.
Half hour on the one picture, and it's like, oh, I've got 304 more to go.
Yeah, once you get your workflow going, it'll go by quickly.
Well, yeah, I think I've got that figured out. But
yeah.
But how are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Well, that's what I do.
Yeah, I appreciate that. We won't have to call you out again this time. But I'm actually doing all right. I'm not sure if I mentioned this before. I was doing a big work project, and hopefully, I think the light at the end of the tunnel is there, and I'm just moving right along. But I did get to have a little fun doing photography at one of the events at work the other day, so that was nice, kind of slipping back into doing some of that.
Oh, event photography.
Yeah.
I love event photography.
Yep. So, got to have those put on LinkedIn. Fun times. So, it's good stuff.
So do you run around with an assistant holding your flash, or what do you do?
Nope. I run and go by myself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I'm doing a wedding soon, so.
Nice.
Yeah, with an assistant.
Nice. Yeah. Like, wedding photography is one that I really don't ever want to do.
Well, I don't like doing it, but I'm doing this with a friend.
Yeah.
So my job is to get all the candids. So I don't have to worry about the kiss and all that other stuff. No, I just have to basically take pictures of drunk people at the reception.
That I wouldn't mind, because I would just do that on my normal, like, just on my own, for all the weddings that I crash. But, yeah. Good stuff. But moving on to our topic, I know you had this one ready for us. Go ahead and fire away. Let's tell people what's on your mind.
So this topic, because it happens frequently, is basically being judged and being criticized by absolute strangers.
Yeah.
Yes, people who don't know me from Adam, but yet think I want their opinion.
Yeah.
On something I'm doing.
Yeah, I know. Seeing that our other podcast, In Our Honest Opinion, we give our opinions on various different things, but when it comes to like personal stuff, I don't think we really do a lot of that. So, what were you judged on? What kind of spawned this?
So I was at a park waiting, to get pictures of the sunset. Right?
Okay.
This is like the most recent.
Okay.
And, I'm sitting there. I got the tripod set up and kind of sitting there waiting, doing test shots, taking pictures of other animals or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy walks over. Now, he's got a bag over each shoulder, camera over one. So it's like, okay. So he walks over. I was like, oh, no. Because usually one of two things happen.
Mm-hmm.
I get so annoyed by the person I end up leaving. Well, actually, that's usually what happens is because they're either A, asking a bunch of questions or B, trying to teach me stuff.
Yeah.
I wasn't really there to learn from anyone today. So then he asked me the question, oh, so what do you... He asked me not what am I taking pictures of.
Yeah.
It's what am I shooting with.
Yeah.
So I knew exactly where this was going. And the camera I use, they're about 10 years old, 11 years old.
Yeah.
And they still take good pictures.
Yeah.
And I still use them. And then I get the question, oh, well, gosh, that's an 11-year-old camera. And he starts spouting out all the specs and stuff, sound like...
What was he shooting with?
He had a brand new D850 Nikon.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Said Nikon. I was like, I don't know what that is.
Yeah. And started telling me about all his lenses, and all this stuff. I mean, he had an ultra wide, a super telephoto. I don't know what he was there to take pictures of. I never asked. But
children like a perv.
But he's sitting there like, oh, well, what lens are you using? And da-da-da-da-da. So basically, the word I use for those types of folks are measure baiters.
Yeah?
Because he was so far up into the specs, he wasn't even talking about anything else.
Yeah.
And I endured about 30 minutes of this and then excused myself because I left. That's what I meant. Yeah.
You went probably about 20 minutes longer than I would have.
Well, no, it took me about 20 minutes to pack up.
Yeah. Good Lord.
Yeah, so that's one of them. I find that things like this happen a lot when I don't know. I've been in many car clubs and just different things where, for instance, here's a good one for you. So I work in technology, and I was told this late last year. I'm surprised you have an iPhone and you're a technical person. and I said, what is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
I still have no idea what that means. So when I asked them, they told me, oh, well, all the technical people I know have Androids. I was like, well, you don't know that many technical people, I bet.
And that's the thing that gets me. Why do these people feel the need to... Why do they got to try to yuck on someone else's yum?
I don't know, man.
It's like you're minding your own business. You're not even bothering them. What does it matter what you use or what you do?
Well, I see this a lot on forums too.
Oh yeah, well,
so
on the internet, everyone's like
everyone's a master in their own domain.
Oh, everyone's not even their own domain. They're a master in. They're a master in everything. They're a master in their whatever, and they're also the biggest comedian.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It's like you go on the forums and it's usually like a contest. I jokingly say, let's see, well, how big can I make my signature so I can brag about all the stuff I have?
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of this stuff before, and I'm just like, what the hell? Seriously. That's why I don't go to a lot of car stuff by myself, because I don't care to speak to some of these people, because to them it's just the part of my language, a dick measuring contest.
Well, I turn it into a sport, right?
Yeah.
Not the dick measuring part, but I'll go to these things on purpose, knowing I'm going to find these because I like to classify people, right?
Yeah.
It's the guy who has the newest or gal, the person who has the latest, newest, brand newest. I just made up a word thing.
Yeah.
Right. And they show up and they're like, all right. And then you have the one who's just starting, who's new, who's there, fresh meat, the noob, right?
Yeah.
And then you have the ones who just kind of show up and, they have a story to tell. No one's asked them. Yeah. And they usually have the coolest stories to tell or the things to talk about. Yeah. So, like, for instance, I used to have an M3. It was a 99, my favorite body style. I went to a BMW meet, a local BMW meet. Yeah. So I show up. I've got the oldest bike. Okay, if we're looking at specs, I had the oldest and slowest car there.
Yeah.
But I showed up and everyone noticed. But
Yeah.
I just parked and I was just, got out and I'm talking to people and whatnot. And people just wanted to start asking questions. This one dude, I will never forget. He had a Laguna Seca Blue, I think. I don't know. It was a brand new M4 or whatever it was. And
Yeah.
he starts talking about how he goes, oh, yeah, well, they got Camrys that are faster than that now and da-da-da-da-da and blah, 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 blah.
Who cares?
It got so bad, everyone else there ran him off.
Yeah. Good. Good, because people like that can be assholes.
And apparently he did it often because they were like, come on. I don't even remember what his name was.
We'll call him Craig.
Come on, Craig. Just get in your car and go home. You're doing that shit again.
Yeah.
It's like...
Yeah. It's ridiculous because I don't know why some of these people just feel the need to just Anna actually said something like that one guy mansplained at you, first off.
He did what?
He mansplained.
Mansplained?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a new one.
You never heard mansplaining?
I've never heard mansplaining.
Yeah, mansplaining. Check it out. You'll hear all about it.
So mansplaining, not manscaping.
No, if he manscaped you, you guys are probably some of the best, most intimate friends ever. Because I don't just manscape anyone.
But you'll mansplain them.
I mean, I try not to mansplain people.
Right.
Because I could be an extrovert, but when it comes to certain things, I just rather not.
Have you ever seen those situations where you see what's about to happen?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, ooh. And then it just unfolds.
Oh, yeah.
And
then we go.
And then sometimes you're like, well, I mean, I'll sit there and wait sometimes because if I can pull the other person out of it, I will. But there's just sometimes where they come back swinging and it's perfectly awesome.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because the circles and like the people I'm around very different from like some of the other ones that you would see. Like I play Smash Brothers a lot.
Right.
And a lot of the people that I usually hang with, they're not quick to judge someone about like their gameplay. They're like, oh, well, you messed up here. You should not do this and this. No, they don't do that. It's like, oh, well, these a couple things. If you want some information, I can give it to you.
So here's the thing, right? So you get a bunch of you and your buddies together playing Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
But everyone's got this understanding that like, okay, well, everyone's good, right?
For the most part.
Right. Yeah. So everyone has skills and they do whatever. And now there's going to be smack talk, especially when you're doing stuff with your buddies because that's just how it is.
Yeah.
But it's like that inherent, common knowledge that, okay, we all know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So the smack talk is completely different because it's just talking smack,
It's in jest. We're not doing anything to be malicious.
Like, for instance, I'm going to take us back in the time a little bit to about, I don't know, 1997.
Okay.
1998.
Okay. All right. I'm there. So about 2-3 years ago.
Sure.
Yeah.
Mario Kart 64.
Oh, yeah.
Now, granted, you're good at Mario Kart 64.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good at Mario Kart 64.
Mm-hmm.
Nick was good at Mario Kart 64.
Yeah.
But you would proceed to just hand us our asses every single time.
Yeah.
And that's what made it fun after a while, just because it was like, okay, let's see what other strategy. Oh, we died again. So but you never said, okay, guys, well, if you want to win, you got to do this.
Yeah.
You got to hold a controller like this because when you hold like that, you're not getting enough blood flow to your pinky.
Exactly. Oh, yes, pinky. I thought you were going to say something else. It's like, holy crap, how are you guys playing Mario Kart? And is that how I sound to you? Holy shit.
No, but it's like in Gran Turismo, right?
Yeah.
That was another one. We'd sit there and, it's I don't know. It's just really sad. I was at Target a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Or was it Target or grocery? I don't remember. But this lady, I'm getting peanut butter. This lady goes, I really don't think that shirt goes with those pants. And I was like, I really don't think you should be talking to me right now, ma'am.
I was like, who is you, first off? Secondly, why are you talking to me?
Yeah.
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 Whatever happened to the age-old saying? If you don't have something nice to say, just don't say anything at all.
Pretty
now,
much.
like, if your wang was hanging out, I'd be like, bruh, you got something just right there. Just deal with it.
So it's like, dude, you got a boogie. Don't judge me.
Exactly. Exactly. But I'm not gonna. I never found it right to just go and volunteer that information willingly.
Now, I get asked things, which is fine. Like, I'll go into a room, I'll just watch people. There's stuff I know.
Yeah.
But I usually go, and my thing is, if I get introduced to another group of people, I want to learn.
Yeah.
Okay, so I never want to be the smartest person in the room. Never claim to be the smartest person in the room. There's always
need to find new rooms if you are.
There's always something else to learn, right?
Yeah.
So if someone wants to ask me, I'll give them my opinion.
Yeah.
I mean, like this podcast. I said I give opinions all the time. So everything I say is an opinion, not absolute fact.
Yeah.
This is just what I think.
Yeah.
Plus, it's fun to share like past experiences, such as getting picked on at a local park trying to take pictures because you're doing stuff that's
Maybe
working
he's
with
just trying to hit on you, man.
No.
I don't know.
No, he looked so disappointed when he found out what camera I was using, and then it's like oh, here's a good one.
Okay.
Florida Audio Expo was here maybe about a month ago.
Okay.
And there's I'm not going to mention any names, but there's different audio groups.
Okay.
Right. So
not sponsored.
Right. Not sponsored at all. And now this show is a bunch of basically the stereo components, different things, right? Not like your typical Pioneer or whatever, but like what I call boutique stuff. Now, why do I like to go? Well, it gives me a chance to just listen to a bunch of stuff and meet people and talk to people. Plus, there's something about the smell of electronics that is just awesome. Plus, they have really good speakers and whatnot, and it's just cool to see what's new.
Yeah.
So, but you have these people walking around. So, I love it when people ask me, "Oh, so what equipment do you have?"
I like your hoity-toity voice. It's amazing.
because what is, you walk in these rooms, they have this system set up, right? And they have these chairs set up in the center of the room, and these people they're sitting there. Like I wish there was a visual aspect of this.
Well, I'll tell you how I picture this person. I picture them wearing linen pants, a smoker's jacket, having an ascot, and a pipe.
Okay, not quite. Bermuda shorts, a button-up, maybe polo or whatever, and like boat shoes.
Wow.
But they're sitting there, they're looking at each other like, they're playing the same Diana Krall song or the same jazz thing or the same orchestral thing. By the end of the day, everyone's so tired of hearing, so people are playing other stuff at this point. So. But they're sitting there and everyone's looking left and right with approval and whatnot, and I'm sitting in the back in the corner.
Yes, what a great time to live! What you say?
It's like wow, the dynamic range is so transparent.
Yeah,
and why do I sound like Snagglepuss right now listening to a stereo?
Yes. Fascinating.
So
my life is darkness.
I sit here and I watch these people, and there's some systems where I just sound like total crap to me.
Yeah.
Like I heard a pair of speakers and the guy was like, "Oh, they're so transparent," and I was like, "I didn't like them." And then the guy in the room was like, "Well, what do you not like about it?" I said, I don't know. It just sounded really tinny. I don't know. I prefer a little bit more timbre in the upper mid range or something. I don't know. It seems like something's missing." So then everyone's looking at me, right? So now I'm officially that guy because I kind of like putting myself in these positions now because it's just, I find it absolutely hilarious. I don't know these people, whatever.
Yeah, and the chance of you ever seeing them again are slim to none.
Right.
Unless they go to another show.
So I always get asked the question, "Oh, well, what do you run in your system?" You should see the look on their face and tell them, "Oh, I've got a Sony turntable."
Yeah. And
they're like, "Oh.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well, I'm off to the next room now."
Yeah.
And then they take off.
In their eyes, you're gutter trash.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But yet, if I'm having a conversation with people, and if someone asks me, "Well, what music do you like to listen to?" Okay, if it's what do you listen to or what kind of music, okay, that's cool. But if it's like, oh, well, what kind of system are you running? Then I'm like, okay, this is going to be some sort of, measuration because I'm about to get ranked here.
Yeah.
And, that's just, I don't know. I find it, places like that tend to be filled with, maybe it's not the majority, but all these pretentious folks, but those are the ones that really stick out.
Yeah.
Like there's an audio society that I will never, ever talk to.
Yeah.
Even an editor from Stereophile magazine said, wow, those guys are a bunch of pretentious wieners.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I understand having a hobby. I understand putting money in a hobby and doing stuff, but come on now.
Yeah. It's like, I totally get being passionate about stuff. I totally get being into things. Some people might get like all wrapped up, but sometimes you just got to let some shit go. Well,
do you think I honestly think, if you agree with me or disagree, this stuff isn't cheap. Yeah. It's expensive. So people can put thousands of dollars into this type of stuff.
Yeah.
You think they're just trying to justify what they've done?
Some of them, a lot of them, yeah, definitely. They're trying to justify what they've done, or that's how they try to flex on people.
By basically saying,
oh, you got that? Well, I have this 1998 Mitsubishi Eclipse that was in Fast and the Furious. I don't know. That's the first thing I thought of. But
well, I've got this Eclipse that was in Fast and the Furious too. So I'm better than you.
No, but it's like some people just feel the need to prove their self-worth and try to flex on people. And it's like, come on, man. Chill. We're all out here, we're all enthusiasts. And that's where I get like I'm a car enthusiast. Mm-hmm. I don't know everything about cars. I don't know the smallest detail of, I don't know, like how much to torque the bolts on my car or anything like that.
That's what Google's for.
Exactly. I don't know the ins and outs. And you'll run into people, they try to check you on stuff like this.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you're doing that? Oh, what's this, and that? I was like, I don't know. I don't care. Leave me alone.
It's like, well, what's your process for reticulating the splines?
I know. And they do it to try to check you, and they're just like trying to pump themselves up to make themselves feel better about life.
And it's annoying.
It is really annoying, and 9 times out of 10, I really don't care. I just don't. Like, there was a time in my life where I probably would have, but being in my 30s and stuff now, most things I just don't care about.
It's a big comfort thing. You're sure of yourself in the stuff you buy or the stuff you do that you're like, okay. Because my thing is, I used to go to these things because I wanted to be around people who shared the same interest.
Yeah.
And it's just cool talking about the stuff, but it so quickly turns into a
pissing contest.
A
pistol contest where you just start shooting.
so like I will say, like,
they started blasting.
I went to a Volkswagen thing.
Yeah.
And the GTI guys just wanted to start picking on me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying all GTI guys are like this because they're not.
I pick on you because you're my brother.
Well, and you just happen to have a GTI.
I just happen to have a GTI.
And I have the Jetta version.
Yeah.
Which is a GLI.
Yeah.
Which, yes, on paper has whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
But they want to talk about, oh, well, those are only Mark 6s, and the GTI is a Mark 7, and they've got this and that, variable valve timing, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, kill.
Yeah. Yeah.
Khakis. I mean, I don't know. It's just. Yeah, it's crazy.
And that's why, to be honest, I stopped going to a lot of like car shows and stuff like that because of people like that. Because I didn't, my car was new. I went to a Cars and Coffee just to hang out and meet other local Volkswagen people or car people.
Oh, those are the worst.
And since I didn't already sink $10,000 and void my warranty, they didn't care. I wasn't even allowed to park with all the other cars.
Wait. So you showed up. They found out you didn't upgrade your dog bone mount, and that was it.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay. I was like, I don't.
You mean they let you park? See, they wouldn't let me park there.
No, they had like all the hopped up cars. You know, they had the clicks and everything established. I was a new guy,
and then overflow.
Yeah, and I was in the overflow, which I was fine with because I didn't want to have anyone like touching all of my car or get a door ding or something like that. But I don't know. A lot of them, they were just tools, man.
Yeah,
just complete and utter tools.
Yeah, it's sad because it's not just cars. It's not just. You think like chefs do this?
I don't think so.
It's like, did you see that flambe? That flambe was just dreadful.
Unless they're like also like douchebags. Like, but Anna and I watched a show called The Chef Show, and it's just cool where like the chefs are just doing their own thing. It's like, oh, this is what I do, and they cook for their friends, and it's just them hanging out.
Right.
Just hanging out.
Right.
Like the Smash group that I hang out with. Yeah, there's a hierarchy within the group of like who's better than who, but no one flexes on anyone else.
Right. And half the time you end up where you're at because that's what everyone else think. You know, like I used to hang with a RC group.
Yeah.
And they would say that I was one of the better drivers or one of the best drivers or whatever, and I was just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
And
it's like this. It's just what we do, and we're all just hanging out. We're all just having fun. We're there to have fun and not be complete douche nozzles.
Now let me ask you a question, because I will say I like to take advantage of a situation sometimes. So if I'm in situations like that, and you ever I like to play underdog.
Yeah.
So like the guy who shows up with a 500cc motorcycle and everyone else has got like 600s.
Yeah.
You know, or 650s.
Yeah.
And you just go out there and friggin' blow their doors off.
Yeah.
So guy in my building, we're talking about photography and because a lot of us we're in it, we like to go take photos and whatnot, and we just like to talk about, well, what do we take photos of, right? That's really what most of the conversation is about, because one of the challenges living here is we don't have a mountain backdrop.
Yeah.
So when people think of landscape photography, they're thinking of like, oh, okay, the mountains with a snow peak. No, we don't have any of that, but everyone's taking a picture of the sunset. Everyone's taking a picture of water.
Yeah.
And everyone's
that's what we have.
So this guy, his name, okay, well, I'm not even mentioning his name, but
we'll call him Harold.
Yes. So Harold shows up and he's like, Harold was the guy who had just gotten a new car, so that's all he wanted to talk about. So he'd like to take the conversation and take control of it or whatever. Yeah. So then it turned it into, well, what equipment are you using? And So I had the oldest equipment there, but I'd been doing it the longest out of the 4 people there.
Yeah.
So he started talking crap.
Yeah.
And at the point where I couldn't ignore him anymore.
Yeah.
And I said, well, why won't you just, leave?
Yeah.
Because we want to finish our conversation, and you've been doing this for the last 3 days and we're just tired of hearing it. So then he says, oh, what's going on, man? You just jealous? It's like, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, no, jealousy has nothing to do with it. So then he presents a challenge.
Yeah.
He goes, I bet you with limited resources, I could take better pictures than you because your equipment's holding you back. Okay, Marvin just did the eye roll, and he's shaking his head, so he knows where this is going.
Yeah.
So I said, what are the terms?
Okay.
So the other 2 people are staring like, okay, this is great, right?
Yeah.
So he goes, okay. So he goes, all right, no assistant. You can have 1 flash, and that's pretty much it. He goes, I'll pick the venue and the whatever. I was like, okay, fine. So he decides to call me back 3 days early, right? Because he wants to catch me off guard. So homeboy had talked to one of his buddies at a Target store and got permission to take pictures of his sister, I guess headshots or whatever. She needed headshots. He goes, okay, well, you'll be the subject. So we got to go take pictures at Target.
Yeah. After
they close, which is pretty cool. All the restocking and stuff. So I show up. I've got my camera and I've got the speed light.
Yeah.
That's it. He said that's all we could bring, right?
Yeah.
His sister, I talked to his sister and whatnot, and she's like, I can't believe he's doing this. Da, 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 da. She goes, all I wanted was some headshots. I'm just trying to get a job.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, all right. And, so she's at the point where she's starting to tear up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I promise, I'll make sure you get your headshots.
Yeah.
So, make a long story short, we go into the store and he's got a shopping cart filled with all this equipment. He's only got one flash, but it's a studio strobe.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay.
So, and he gives me the memory card. He buys a memory card so I can't, pre-plan or pre-do anything.
Yeah.
So he hands me a compact flash card. He goes, here you go. He goes, took me a while to find one because these things are so old. Okay, whatever, So we go in, we go in like one of the utensil aisles with paper plates and stuff.
Yeah.
So he's blasting her in the face with the studio strobe, and everyone's going blind. Now some employees are looking, saying, "What is this dude doing?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you done? Are you finished? Can I go now?" He took 104 pictures or something.
Yeah.
I went. I said, "Can you see me?
Yeah.
Are you blind?"
Yeah.
She goes, "No, I'm good." I said, "Okay, I just need you to stand there. I need to take a test shot." Okay, cool. And I went and took 15 photos, and I was done.
Yeah.
She got her headshots.
Yeah.
That's all I was there to do.
Yeah.
So then, you had a third party. He arranged a judge and whatnot. And, and everyone's like, okay, those are good. These suck. And then he got mad.
Yeah.
So that to me is an example of this to the extreme.
Yeah.
I pretty much knew how this was going to end.
Mm-hmm.
I was really hoping he was going to prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. So he has since sold his equipment.
Yeah.
So he switched from Nikon to Canon.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Because the Nikon stuff was holding him back. He goes, I don't know how you shoot with this stuff. Well, I'm going to go get some Canon stuff, so I'm selling it. So he sold it. He sold it all.
Wow. What a tool.
Yeah.
And the thing is, okay, the best camera you have is the one you have on you.
Right.
That's something that if you ask like a real true photographer, well, what do you think the best camera is? The one you have on you at the time.
So right now, it's either my iPhone or this Canon A1.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it's the iPhone because I ran out of film.
Yeah. And I'd say, and that's the thing, is I try to stay humble. I listen to Kendrick Lamar, and he told me to stay humble, so I try to do that.
Oh, I thought you said stay home. I was
no,
like, you try
stay
to stay home.
humble.
Humble. Okay, sorry.
And like sometimes I'll just let action or whatever speak for me in certain situations like that. Like, dude's like, come on, man. Come on. Seriously. And I'm not one to trash talk unless the person starts trash talking me. So I make it like a point to punish them and send them to Shadow Realm.
I had someone back in 1998 when I got my my 200 SX.
Yeah.
They said, "Oh, wow, I can't believe you got power windows." I was like, "What's wrong with power windows?" Well, what happens if you drive in a lake? Then you can't open the window.
You have other problems.
Yeah. I said, "Well, I just won't drive in a lake."
Yeah. If you end up driving in a lake, I think you got other issues to deal with.
If driving in a lake is like this problem that you worry about. Yeah.
Let's take that situation. Okay.
All right.
You drive into a lake for what reason? I don't know. Okay. I'm going to open my window now. As soon as you start rolling the window down, the water's going to start flooding in. You're going to continue to crank that window. Where, for me, I would probably wait until the car fills up and open the door.
That equalize the pressure or something. I mean, I've never been in a lake in a car. I hope that never ever find
I hope
us
I don't
out.
have to find out, but
it's just things like that. It's like, or here's it's like, oh well, you got a moonroof.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, those shatter. I'm not up on my shattering moonroof statistics, but I like them. Therefore, I will.
You haven't had it happen yet, so I think you're long overdue. I think you should be concerned about shattering moonroofs.
I was at a McDonald's a couple years ago, and someone was judging me about my sandwich. I'm thinking,
we're both at McDonald's.
Bitch, you're here too, and you're eating a salad.
Yeah, and that's probably worse.
I know.
Holy crap! I think it's people just do a lot of that stuff to try to make themselves feel better about their decisions in life. Like there are some people I know, I'm going back to Smash Brothers, talk big. They talk real big. And
that's a dangerous thing to do.
Well, now they don't talk or play with me anymore.
Oh,
they just they stopped inviting me to the sessions to play
because you squelched the situation.
Yeah.
And probably didn't say jack crap the whole time you were doing it.
No. Because, I mean, I didn't feel the need to. I really didn't. So
I was at a car meet one time, and this guy was talking about how because I didn't have this or that or whatever, that it was going to be significantly slower and this and that. Well, said dude ended up having to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Guess who drove him to the hospital?
Did you go to the lake first?
Well, but I got him there fast enough.
Wait, did he drive into the lake, and then you had to take him to the hospital?
In my slow
in your slow car that was not in a lake.
That's right.
So your automatic windows and your moonroof were okay.
It's like, make the car go faster. It's like, it won't. And moonroof shattering, and the windows just aren't going down.
It's like, holy crap, lake. Lake came out of nowhere. Shit.
And then we were just in it.
Those lakes.
Ah, freaking those like drive-by lakings.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. That's what I call them Lakers.
The Lakers. But it's, I don't know. It's, and then there's the folks who think that you shouldn't have something.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand how you do have something.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go totally extreme here, right?
Yeah.
And but like, for instance, there was people who would basically ask our dad. They don't know how black people can afford the brand new minivan.
Yeah.
It's like, just things like that, or I've been told before. Well, that's a new such and such. Those are expensive. How can you afford one?
Yeah.
It's none of your business.
Yeah, and like shit like that, I really hate.
It happened to me earlier this week.
It's like when they say, "Oh," especially knowing that you're a person of color, it's like, "Oh, you're well spoken." It's like, "Oh, what is that supposed to mean?"
Oh, it's like,
well spoken.
Let me ask you a question.
So you're saying I'm well, and like we had discussions about this sort of thing before. It's like, what do you mean like that? Because I don't use slang?
Right.
So are you saying that people who use slang and everything don't speak well? Are they ignorant? And I start attacking that.
Well, yeah, because it's because I've been told, oh, wow, you're different from the rest of them.
Because you sound like a white guy?
The rest of who?
Are you cool with sounding like a white guy? Quote unquote white guy, Mike?
Well, by what do you mean? Hello, gentlemen. Can I interest you in a nice, refreshing glass of lemonade?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I'm in my 40s, and I've been judged most of my life, and I find it really funny and sad these days for the person. I
mean, you and I, we've talked about this before. I know I've mentioned it before. It's like I never fit in.
Oh yeah.
I wasn't, at one point I wasn't black enough, or the other point I was too brown.
Right.
And it's like I found my own like group of people, and I haven't had to deal with a lot of judgment like that, and life has been better because of it.
Oh yeah.
And now that I'm in my 30s, I just don't care.
Oh, just wait. Oh, just wait, my friend.
Yeah. It gets better.
Oh, it's like, yeah. I mean, it's like so I find myself trying to hold back now when I see some of these, I'll just say younger folk, it's like, well, that's going to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, nope, not gonna sound like the elder or anything like that. Mm-hmm. Nope, they're gonna. Yep. Oh yeah, that staple went right through his hand. Okay. Yep.
Oh yeah. 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 I do see a lot of things. It's like, The only time like I'll interject with someone's like when I think that they might seriously hurt themselves, I'd be like, that might not be a good call. But most of it's just like, how are they gonna learn?
Yeah. But it's still going. I don't know. Strangers. And it's just, I don't know if I've just noticed more as I get older, or I would just pay more attention. I don't know what it is, but everyone has an opinion, which is cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, everyone has an opinion.
However, it's like, don't judge me because you think I'm doing something, not how you think I should be doing it.
And the thing is, like, your opinion's not wrong per se. I mean, there's certain times where if you say killing like the Jewish people in the Holocaust was cool,
right.
That's a wrong opinion.
But if you're gonna judge me because I eat the right Twix first,
yeah,
well, go F yourself.
Yeah. I think the only time if you were to cut like a piece of cake and just cut a square out of like some random like a whole cake, yeah, I'll judge you, man.
I've actually done that before just to see, I mean, and people would just start laughing.
I'll say you're a terrible person, but
it's like you're expecting a wedge and you cut
a
square out the middle.
Yeah.
Like middle to the left a little bit.
Like what? No, that's terrible. That's awful. You're a terrible person. But for most other things, I won't judge you. I don't have time, man. I don't have time for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's sad. I don't know. It's like I said, I call them measure baiters. They sit there and these people who I know people have thousands of dollars of equipment of some sort, whether it's DJ or computer or but they don't do anything with it.
And that's the thing. So yeah, because you have this super high end camera, doesn't mean that you're going to take good pictures if you don't know how to use it. It's like, oh man, I got this $8,000 camera that I use in program mode. And fully automatic.
Not that there's anything wrong with program mode. Not that there's anything wrong with program mode. However,
I think you're wasting a lot of potential on that particular rig.
so wait, it's actually the person who has the $8,000 camera.
Yeah.
And they complain that it doesn't have enough. He's like, I don't know what happened to the face mode. There's no face mode on this thing. This thing's a piece of garbage. $8,000 for a face mode.
What's face mode? I want to know what that is first.
When you turn the knob and you put it to the face.
Oh.
And then there's the one with the flower.
Oh, God.
And there's this one with the sun. It comes after a P.
And the one like the two mountains.
The two mountains.
But they're trees.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, someone they bought a red weapon and then, you ask them, well, what's the last, when's the last time you took it out? Oh, I haven't yet. I'm still getting it adjusted.
Yeah. We're waiting for the right time. They're waiting for that perfect moment to take that shot.
It's like adjusted to what?
Yeah.
It's like, and I know I have a lot of photography examples, but that's what I'm really into lately.
Yeah.
And you just start noticing certain things, like, you'll go to Busch Gardens or something, and you have someone who seems to have taken every collective lens they own for that thing, just in case.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there with, actually, there was a time where, I for a while there, I wasn't really taking that many pictures, but I have my phone.
Yeah.
So I just have the phone, and I'm getting all these shots, and they're still fiddling with lenses.
Yeah.
So, but I will say, though, those are the folks I like buying stuff from on eBay.
Yeah.
Because, they can't shoot well with this setup, so they'll go get another brand.
Mm-hmm. And like me, when I go out on a shoot, I'm a minimalist when it comes to gear.
Right.
I'll bring usually, like, depending on what I'm doing, I might bring two lenses. So I might bring my 17 to 50.
Okay.
And I'll bring like my 70 to 250 or something like that. I'll bring just those two, depending on what I want to take photos of and where I'm going. And that's it.
Yeah. I used to try to bring either a zoom
and a couple batteries.
Yeah, a zoom and a prime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
That's all I'll take.
And it's like,
because that's all I need.
Right.
And I'll just go out and shoot stuff. Like, I could flex on people if I want, but most of the time I don't. I really don't, because I've had work that's been, in really cool places.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I don't feel the need unless they start trying to flex on me. I'll be like, oh yeah, well, this is a picture I took. Oh yeah, Disney asked for it so they can put it on their Instagram page.
I'm trying to get in the Busch Gardens to get a picture in there. I'm still working on it, folks.
But yeah. And that's the thing. I don't feel the need, because it's all your art. It's your thing. It's what you feel comfortable with.
Right.
Like, I got my car. It's a GTI S. It's not any of the special editions. It's not anything like that. I wanted one thing, and that was a turbocharged 2-liter motor and a manual. I got said thing.
Right.
Don't care about the rest.
Right.
I didn't want leather seats because I wanted a cool plaid cloth.
I'm still a little burnt about that.
Yeah. I don't care for all the other stuff. And like when I had my Speed 3, I had the Sport. I had the bare, like, well, it wasn't really the low end.
No, it wasn't.
There wasn't.
Okay, yeah, you didn't get the Xenons, but then we retrofitted them.
I didn't get the Xenons, and I didn't get leather seats.
Ooh, big whoop.
Exactly. Because I'm after certain other things when it comes to vehicles, or when it comes to gear that I want, or things like that. Like I want a Canon 1DX Mark III. I can't justify spending the price on it because no, I'm not there yet. I don't feel a need. I have an 80D that's a couple years old now, but it's doing what I need it to do. I haven't outgrown it.
Well, I finally bought a flagship Nikon body.
Yeah.
11 years after it was introduced, I finally got it.
Yeah.
But it does everything I need it to do. So it's...
And that's all that really matters, honestly.
Keeps the operating cost low, too.
Oh, yeah. Like, I haven't jumped the full frame yet because, one, I didn't want to make that expense because it's expensive to get glass for a full frame camera.
Well, no one really brought that to my attention before
I mentioned it several times. And I mentioned that was the reason why I didn't do it.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
Because what? The ADD came out in 2016, so yeah. It's what? It's 4 years old now?
Yeah.
And it still does a phenomenal job.
It's fine. They do. All those cameras do. I mean...
Yeah. And like people talking about all these megapixels, most of that stuff doesn't even matter. Those are just arbitrary numbers at this point. Cameras are so good and shoot so sharp, it doesn't matter.
Well, there is a time where there's a time and place for all the mini megapixels. For instance, like if I had one of those new 46, 50 megapixel cameras,
yeah.
If I was a wildlife shooter or something,
yeah,
and I needed to crop the heck out of most of my stuff, yeah, that's gonna make sense for me.
Yeah,
but I don't crop anything, so I'm perfectly fine with 12 megapixels.
But Carl at Best Buy, who's trying to mansplain to me why he's getting this camera versus the 80D, is not shooting wildlife. He's not doing anything like that.
What's he doing?
He's just taking every now and then, probably like when they go on that vacation or during Christmas when he decides to bust out the camera. 90% of the time, he's using his phone. Which is an Android because he's a very technical guy.
Oh, gosh. Okay. Man, see.
Like, for me, I think that whole Android versus Apple debate is hilarious because whenever I hear people going in, I feel the need to jump on the other side.
Right. No matter what it is.
No matter what it is. I personally use an iPhone. I had an Android before this.
Right.
I had 4 of the same Androids, but they all kept dying. That's why I went back to iPhone.
Well, so this is the argument. It's not really an argument. People are like, well, I found it's a really good reason to get people to shut up about the whole why am I still using an iPhone? I said, rest of my family have iPhones. And they're like, yeah, but why don't you be different? I was like, well, I don't want to be different because I don't have FaceTime. And how am I supposed to talk to them? Oh, there's third-party apps. I was like, look, I am not going to explain to my mom on how to... No, don't use FaceTime.
No.
Use this other thing.
Yeah.
And it's just not going to happen.
No. It's easier. For me, every time I had an LG G4. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, first off, I went to a Nexus 5.
Okay.
That died. I went to an LG G4. That died. Got another one. That died. Got another one. I was on the last one. Every time I had a phone die, you know what I went back to?
What?
An iPhone 4.
The same one?
The same iPhone 4.
Now, I'm not bagging on Androids because,
they're great.
I like them.
I'm not a fan of the Samsungs because all the bloatware.
Yeah, but I've used an iPhone and I've had it and it just works and I'm in the ecosystem and it works.
Yeah,
that's the thing. It works. Like for instance, so my manager. Mm-hmm. They pick on me at work, right? Most of the developers and stuff.
I'm sorry.
Man, measure baiter. Anyway, so...
It's because you're using that 11-year-old camera.
And my car's 3 years old, and I have to shift it myself.
I know,
Oh,
seriously.
my gosh. So,
lakes.
I'm the only one. I'm like the resident Apple expert just because I'm the only one who understands how the stuff works. Nothing I ever wanted to be or do, right?
Yeah.
So so we had to go to multi-factor authentication.
Mm-hmm.
We had to go to that and switch over due to new security requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Guess whose phone had no problem with it?
Yours?
Right.
The people with the iPhones?
Right. No problem with it. You made one setting, that's fine. You have to do a couple extra steps.
Yeah.
Because they haven't caught up to that part yet.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not ragging on Android. I'm ragging on the people who want to rag on the other people.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing. Every platform has its pros and cons.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
But I tell you what, every time my manager runs into a con, I am going to call him out on it.
Yeah. It's like people last me, it's like, why the heck do you use a Mac? You should just get a PC. Okay, first off, I have an iMac from 2009 that I can still use and run things to this day.
Right.
My PC is 5 years old. It's already running. It's like, oh, it's not strong enough to do whatever.
All my Macs still work.
Yeah. The only one that I have that doesn't work is from 2007. That's because the battery's swelled. I got to get a new one for it.
There's physical issues with that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It needs a new actual battery.
Right. But it would work otherwise.
I could power the thing on. If I plug it in and just use it without the battery, yeah, it'll fire right up right now.
Right. Yep. Yeah, same thing. So every time they see me with my MacBook or something, they'll pick on me. But they weren't really picking on me when they needed somebody to do some app wrappers. And
app wrappers?
Yeah, so basically...
Did they drop a beat?
No, we have a web app, but the customer wanted them available in their respective app stores.
Oh, gotcha.
So I had to wrap the web app into an app so I can send it to the app store.
Gotcha.
Of course, they're like, oh, well, we don't know anything about the Apple part. I was like, you can only do that on a Mac.
Yeah.
Oh, well, we don't have a Mac. Well, it looks like you're not going to get it done.
Yeah. Yeah.
Guess who got it done?
Yeah. Like when I had my Android, there was some cool stuff I could do with the Android that I can't do with an iPhone. That's just plain and simple.
Now, I will tell you, developing applications for anything Apple is a royal pain.
Oh, yeah.
However, I can understand why they do it, but it's still a pain as a developer because what seems like something really picky, I understand there's a reason for it, which is why I have no problems downloading apps from the Apple Store because I know
what they went through.
Right. I know they've been vetted, and I did not realize the level of it that they had to go through until I had to do it.
Yeah.
And it was a royal pain in the butt.
And that's what I'm saying, because there's a certain amount of it needs to reach a certain quality for it to even be up there.
Correct. Like my app kept getting rejected because I failed to include a bitmap of a screenshot for the store that was of a certain size.
Yeah.
It's like, are you for real?
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't have a 12-inch iPad.
Yeah.
So I had to go to the Apple store across the street at the mall.
Yeah.
Take my screenshots so I can bring them back with me and then upload them.
Yeah.
But the app's been up there and it's working.
Yeah.
Working no problem. Now the Android one, I've had to keep going in there and do stuff with it.
Yeah.
Because of the way our stuff was developed. But but it just goes to show there's pros and cons to everything.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I've always been used to this.
Yeah.
It happens all the time. I mean, for crying out loud, graphing calculators back in the day.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh, man. Yeah. Graphing calculators for real. I was just like, man, you just got the TI-83. I got the TI-83 Plus. You don't know anything.
Wait. You had a TI-83?
I had a TI-83 Plus, home dog.
Dude, I had an 85.
I had an 85 also.
Oh, well, I'm just saying.
But yet, all the schools wanted 83 Plus. I don't know why that was.
They had built-in functions that the 85s didn't have, so what I had to do was I had to program mine.
And the 83 Plus was newer than the 85. It was all weird, but man, math. Crazy, right? Serious.
What is a logarithm?
What sine, it's like cosine, tangent.
It took so long to draw that parabolic equation. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Newton's second law of motion.
Freaking parabolic equations. If I had a nickel every time.
You know, if how come all these episodes turn into quantum theory?
Because that's what Buddy Talks is about. we are really a science show about quantum theory. That's how we do things.
This is an experiment in time management.
Time is an archaic structure that I don't believe in.
No, you got to say it all. Time. A measure of what?
Yeah.
What is time?
Yeah.
I could tell you what time it is.
Time is an abstract construct.
I can't remember the guy's name who the dude that he talks about science and all that.
Oh, you're talking about Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Thank you. Yeah. But he
was on a wrestling team.
Well, it's what?
Yeah. In high school, he was one of the wrestling team.
I'm thinking like, WWF or WWE. Sorry.
I mean, he could be.
But it's just kind of funny because it's kind of like all you really have to do is put calculated pauses in things you're saying.
Yeah, you just have a pregnant pause. Toastmasters technique.
Apple pie is delicious.
Yeah. I mean, you're not wrong. Apple pie is phenomenal. I love apple pie.
It's like,
wait, you're eating a pumpkin pie? Oh, that's what you're doing? That's what you're choosing to do with your life?
It's like measure baiters are not good.
Yeah. I think the only people I do judge, there's the ones who say GIF instead of GIF. I do judge them.
That's one of those arguments.
Mainly out of fun because I just like having fun though. Like most of I really don't care, but the debate will fire on and then I'll go into it. So
it's like, I mean, I don't know if you watch any Silicon Valley.
I haven't seen any of it.
But there's one thing in there that's absolutely hilarious where if you're coding, I guess the guy's girlfriend was using spaces instead of tab.
Uh-huh.
And then it was just driving him totally nuts.
God, yeah.
Because actually, technically, spaces take up more memory than a tab.
Yeah.
But, we're not going to go there.
Them. Yeah, I know why, but...
But, it was just like, they're sitting there on the couch next to each other, they're both coding, and he didn't, tab, tab, and she's like, space, space. And finally, he's like, I can't take this anymore, and gets up and walks away.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true.
Now, I see somebody doing that, I'm not going to say anything.
No, I'll just let them kind of do the thing, because that's what they feel comfortable with.
It's like, okay, there you go. Like, one of our best developers at work or our best admins hunts and pecks.
Yeah.
But okay, that's cool. That's whatever.
The job done.
It worked. He's been there 20-something years.
I used to know a person who used the mouse upside down because that's how they learned how to use it.
Whoa. That's more different than the person I knew who you would use a right-handed mouse, left-handed. He'd use the right, but he'd reverse the buttons. Mm-hmm. But upside down?
Upside down, yeah.
Oh.
I was like, how are you doing that? That's crazy. My brain doesn't work like that. But
was that just from one of those situations where maybe the cord wasn't long enough? And
I have no idea.
Wow.
But yeah, she used the mouse upside down. So
after this episode, I'm
gonna
have to ask you who this was because I'm just really.
Oh
curious.
Yeah, it's someone I used to work with way back.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
A couple years ago.
That's really interesting.
Really weird.
But I see people do stuff, and that's one of the things I try to teach my kids. It's like they'll say something like, "Oh wow, well that's just weird." I was like, "Well, why do you think it's weird, and why does it matter?"
I've gotten that from your kids before.
It's like,
it's hilarious.
Yeah, because I'm like, because you need to think about this. Why do you think it's weird? Like for instance, so my father-in-law was watching black and white movies.
Yeah.
So my daughter says. Yeah, Paul was watching black and white movies the other day, and it was just weird. I said, well, why is it weird? Maybe it's weird that you watch color. Maybe it's just weird that you watch all sorts of this other stuff. But why do you find it weird? Because it's not what you do? I said, that sounds awfully judgy.
It does.
I mean, you need to think about this.
Yeah.
Because... And then my other kid says stuff, and she doesn't mean any harm by it, but she'll say... I feel sorry for them.
Yeah, I've heard she's done that. Yeah.
Oh, man. It's like, okay, come here.
Yeah.
Let me learn something at you.
Yeah.
No, but it's...
Let you mansplain it to her.
And it's so bad because I go to their school.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody's doing that. And I don't remember it being like that when I was their age, but... We were really bad critics, but it seems to have gotten worse.
The world is very different now, and I had this conversation with Anna and just talk about I can't remember exactly what she was saying. Just talking about celebrities.
Okay.
And kids were talking about who these celebrities were. It's like, oh, what makes them a celebrity? Oh, because they're famous on TikTok.
Oh, YouTuber. Yeah. It's
It's like that. I guess I don't know who any of these people are. Like your nieces will talk about pop stars and all these people that I have no idea what it is, because it's just it's not catered. All that stuff isn't catered to me. I'm not the demographic it's after. I don't know. I was jazzed up when I heard there was a new Huey Lewis in the News album.
Oh yeah, I was excited, man. I was, and they sounded exactly the same.
Yeah,
it was good.
I was talking to people at work, and people were like, "Who's
Huey Lewis in the News?" So was it where there's the news first, and then Huey Lewis started and joined? I mean, how does that work?
I don't know.
But yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, YouTube celebrity, how that's a thing now. I mean, granted, there's certain people I follow because of I like to listen to opinions and stuff. But what I find myself doing sometimes is, I mean, obviously for me, I do it for entertainment. I watch it for entertainment. But like, for instance, I like the that Frono's photo guy because he's so full of himself.
Yeah, I can't watch his stuff
because he's so full of himself.
Yeah.
It cracks me up.
Yeah, I mean, there's one thing being confident, but he's just overly confident. That's why I watch like Peter McKinnon and stuff like that and Potato Jet, because they're not as full of themselves, and they usually teach me some good stuff.
Right, they're just there. Like I think there was a Peter McKinnon one I watched a while ago. He's like, I'm not really one to do night photography, so I didn't know what the heck I was doing. But I went out there and I did it, and this is what I did. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Because there is something to be said about having that feeling of being the noob. Yeah. And you're walking in the room with all the, quote, pros. But, in all honesty, I don't think I'm that great a photographer. People have seen my stuff and said it's awesome.
Yeah.
But I was like, because here's the thing. I struggle with creativity, okay? I will get all the technical stuff down, and I've told you this before. You're the one. I mean, you can sit there.
Creative one.
Yeah, you can sit there with a blank slate and do all this stuff. Like, I will get the perfect exposure of that pile of dog poop.
Yeah.
But who wants to see a picture of dog poop?
Yeah. I will composite that photo so nicely. It's going to make that dog poop look fantastic.
Yeah. And back in the day, it might have been overblown by 3 stops. But you know what? It's art.
It's artsy. Yeah. Yeah.
So I struggle with that, and I've always struggled with that. But people have always complimented my stuff.
Yeah.
And I've even sold some stuff. Like I've done some stock photo stuff.
No.
But I do it for fun. It's relaxing. So it's I'm always looking to learn. But now I've been doing it so long. It's like I really want to. I'm kind of not set in my ways, but there's certain ways I do things.
Yeah.
But don't come to me talking to me about the exposure triangle, because. That was,
It's like taking photography. I didn't know jack crap, and you knew more than I did. Mm-hmm. So I'd follow a lot of your things and what you did, and then I found some of the things weren't necessarily for me.
Right.
I kind of went about it a different way.
Right.
And I didn't judge you on the way your workflow was.
Right.
I may have questioned or asked, like, well, why don't you do it this way? And he's like, oh, because, I feel more comfortable doing it like that. I was like, okay, well, I like doing it this way, so I'm going to go ahead and do it this way. But I didn't sit there and be like, oh, you don't shoot raw? Oh, my God. I like it raw. Only raw for me.
I mean, and we shoot different brands.
Yeah.
We shoot completely different brands.
You shoot Nikon.
Yeah.
When I go and put you down, it's all in jest because I'm better than you, but it's...
Well, dang. That went there. That went there real quick.
No, but in all honesty, shoot with what you like. Shoot with what makes you comfortable, man. That's how I see it. You like Nikon, I like Canon. There's nothing wrong with it. If you hand me your Nikon, it'll take me a little bit to get acclimated to it.
But you'll get it.
But I'll pick it up because I have the fundamentals down.
Right.
Like, I didn't realize how much I knew when it came to ISO and aperture and all that stuff until someone asked me about it. Shout out the Daywalker. He asked me about it, and I was able to explain it. And I was like, holy crap, I know this stuff. Like,
and that's when you realize you know what you're doing when you have to explain it. It's people who talk about how awesome they are at it aren't usually that awesome at it.
Have them try to explain it, and they can't. Yeah.
It's like I learned on film many years ago.
Yeah.
And it was... And film is still a different thing. because
totally
you
different animal.
don't get that instant feedback and
Nope.
And my method is I'm metering on completely different things when it comes to film versus digital.
Exactly.
So
I don't know the first thing about shooting on film because I haven't really done it. So the only time I really shot on film was those little instant cameras.
Oh, you've never shot film? I didn't know. Well,
I've shot on little like Kodaks and stuff like that.
But never like an SLR?
No, I've never shot an SLR.
Ew, well, you're in for a treat, sir.
So that's a totally different realm for me.
Yeah, it's like you're outside and it's like, oh, but I want to keep the aperture wide open, but you only have a shutter speed of 1/1000th of a second.
Yeah.
Where are the ND filters? Which
exactly.
I don't even use them.
I do for video.
Well, that's the thing. So yeah, I shoot Nikon. Marvin shoots Canon. Yeah. I don't really do video. Marvin does video.
Yeah.
I just got into doing post-processing.
I did it backwards. I learned video and then photography.
Yeah. So I'm yeah, and Marvin has his whole workflow on his Lightroom and all that other stuff where I struggle with that because it's like, okay, capture the moment and I want to be done with it.
Yeah.
Because really with film, that's kind of what you did.
Like, I can guarantee you, post-processing, your and my workflow, we probably have totally different things that we're looking for when we're processing an image.
Probably.
What are you usually trying to go for when you're processing an image?
So the first things I check for, okay, is it in focus and is my horizon straight?
Yeah, for me, I like my images to look cinematic.
Oh, so, I like mine looking like Kodachrome. So I usually...
Yeah, I don't even know what that is.
But type of film.
Okay. Yeah. Like for me, I my contrast gets cranked up more, exposure pumped down a little bit, like highlights taken down a little bit. I like the film look, the exposure like a movie film, not film like shooting on film.
Oh, you're bringing your exposure down?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. I usually bring mine up. See, yeah, completely different.
It all depends on
because I'm going for the photographic film look.
Yeah, I like the cinematic look.
Because one of the things I like, it's a older Nikon camera, digital camera, like the D40 or something. But there's a way that I saw if you use, because if you jack the ISO up, you end up with noise.
Yeah.
But if you do it just high enough and the brightness is just right, it almost looks like film grain.
Yeah.
And I actually helped my friend use one in that because he wanted to take a picture of something and make it look kind of vintage.
Yeah.
But none of his filters would make it look right.
See, you probably wouldn't have... the picture I'm showing him right now is one I took at the thing. You probably wouldn't have processed it to look like that, would you?
No. Yeah, it would. I would have a little... Actually, I'd have a lot more vibrancy in it. Like the trees in the background would be a lot greener and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. But that's still a good picture.
For me, the depth of field is what I wanted. And I wanted to get the cinematic because it looks like it could be something from like a film still.
Right.
Yeah.
For me, and then, me, it's just I come from a complete different background.
Yep.
Yeah. So and that's what makes it fun. If I could just go to a thing and talk to people like this, that would be awesome. But no, what would happen? We would have got 3 sentences in. Harold would have shown up.
Yeah.
Talking about how I just bought a pro photo, blah blah blah, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Like for instance, like if you and I were to go shopping for camera stuff.
Yeah.
Like. If we both needed lighting, completely different lights.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Can't really use a speed light for video.
Yeah, if you saw the new light that I got, oh, man, I love that thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you wouldn't be too... The newest light I got is old.
Yeah, dude. The new light that I got is pretty awesome. I used it recently on a shoot. Freaking... love that thing.
Now, one thing I will correct people on, don't go around saying, hey, yeah, I got paid to shoot babies. It doesn't sound good. No matter, you have to specify.
I mean, it all depends on the group that they're trying to talk to. But 9 times out of 10, it's not going to be the right group if you say that
I like
to
to shoot babies.
Yeah.
No, I like to take photos of babies.
Yeah. Yeah, see, that's the new light that I got.
Oh, wait. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I did look at that.
Yeah.
I have looked at those, but I don't have any use for them yet.
Yeah, I love those.
I didn't know you like Godox stuff.
Yeah, man. I didn't feel like spending that much money on a Aperture 120. Yeah. So I got a Godox SL60. Yeah.
Actually, I've used Godox gear before, and in fact, I had wireless triggers, but I had to return them because there was a incompatibility with my Nikon speedlights.
Yeah.
So I had to go spend a little bit more money and do a Photix or something.
Yeah.
Photix, whatever. But I would have loved to have kept the Godox because for what they did for the price, freaking awesome.
Oh yeah, and like this, because I had the old like soft boxes that had fluorescent lights in it, but this just blows those away.
Oh, what LED, right?
This is LED, yeah.
Yeah, so they don't get as hot either.
Oh no.
Yeah, so you got my old studio strobes with a xenon tube in it.
And we had to film. I had to film some animals, and the animals weren't suffering from like the heat of the light. So some cute, adorable little mice.
Yep. Now they're burnt to a crisp. How come all your animals look like bacon?
Yep. Because I was using this, they were actually quite comfortable. Got some good shots. But yeah.
Yeah.
But we're actually at about an hour. Do you have anything to close up with?
Okay, so my whole point is, it's great to have opinions, and I don't mind opinions.
Yeah.
But a lot of times don't give out unsolicited opinions on things. Yeah. Unless someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah, man. Opinions are like buttholes. Everybody has one, and some of them stink more than others.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's all right to have different opinions.
Right.
It's okay.
And I love being in conversations where no one has the same opinion.
Yeah.
Because, like, I've learned a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, yeah, I never thought about it that way.
Exactly.
And that's fine. I don't judge you for it or whatever. It just, it's like you and I go back and forth a lot about the Canon.
Canon.
Hello.
Wow.
Canon.
That Nikon and Canon. That's how powers combine.
I shoot Nikon. Yeah, so, the Canon versus Nikon thing, right? Because I find it funny.
Yeah.
Because...
And, like they said, we do it in a joking manner because there's nothing malicious there. Right.
Because, like, if all of a sudden they needed a crack squad of photographers, we'll each grab our best thing and go out there and run frames per second.
Yeah.
That would be a sad movie.
Hey, man...
Wait, I'm sorry. Was that an unsolicited opinion?
It was.
Sorry.
It would be an amazing movie. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that as well.
Snaps for power.
I'm not in love with that. We need to work on that title for a little bit.
I didn't ask your opinion.
Oh. Touche.
Anyway, sorry.
But if you guys have any questions or have any topics that you'd like to have us talk about, feel free to hit us up on our socials or send me an email at buddytalkspod@gmail.com. I can be found on Twitter at theartfulgent. And you can find all the other stuff to contact us on buddytalkspodcast.com. Thanks again, Mike, for joining us.
Thank you.
You guys have a fantastic week. Bye.